breeze is nice, eh?
Well,
I grew up listening to the first Scion's tales of Akara's love for us, of his promise to keep us safe and provide for us. Nothing but stories. Akara cares nothing for the people on this island. If he did, why didn't he save my mother? He has lorded over this island for as long as I can remember. Luckily, he left us alone most of the time. I'll never be sure why. I was born on this island, raised to believe that the outside world held nothing for me. It was all lies. Goodbye.
Sorry, can't talk. Got pirates to hunt.
My ship is free, and its course is yours to plot, my friends. Were it not war-sworn asking, I wouldn't sail such treacherous northern waters or set foot on an island so long forsaken. But for you, I'll go. I'll go. Captain, trader, and a friend of the war-sworn at your service. You'll find no taverns with warm fires or feather beds on that rock. Stones and bones and rot is all. The Stalwart, she's called. A worthy vessel. Some years back, I caught the eye of a pirate lord named Derries. Nearly burned, murdered, and thieved me out of business. I called on the war-sworn, and it took but 3 of them to hunt down Derries, recover my cargo, and save my hide. Whenever you wish it, friends, you need but give the word. Then climb aboard. The seas may be rough, but you and your comrade need not fear. You're in able hands.
So this is it. Eamon's Isle. More Farlongi. I think they've seen us. Why did Beeson come here, I wonder? What was he after? Go on, we're not there yet. My mother was here, long ago. She saw many ancient places in her time.
Better run! You're gonna die.
First the ancient vault, and now here. But what do they hope to find? There are no relics here, only lost knowledge. Maybe knowledge more powerful than any relic.
Going to pay!
What did my mother find when she was here? Look, the chapel of the First Sworn. Look out! That mural. I need a closer look. If I'm not mistaken... This is it. All Beeson's plans, written here in our own recorded history. The mural tells of the mage Farlong, who sought to make himself a king of Niskaru, and how Aegon thwarted him. Beeson thinks he will succeed where Farlong failed. And he just might. Because he could not learn what he needed to know anywhere else. Everything he needs is written here, down to the last detail. Beeson's minions call themselves Farlongir. As Beeson does now, the mage Farlong gathered cursed artifacts and used them to raise a host of lesser Niskaru. Do you see? Beeson follows Farlong's path at every step. I think we must. Farlong tried to free a Niskaru lord from its mountain prison. With such power behind him, he would have been unstoppable. As Beeson seeks to mimic Farlong, so we must match Eamon and stop him. A chaotic being of immense power. If it were loosed upon the world... But it must not. It mustn't. Yes, he did. The Mystic Hammer, forged by Eamon for the hands of his son Aegon. It alone could halt Farlong's spell and restore the Niskaru Lord to his prison. I know of it, but not its location. But Delphric may be able to help with that. Return to Shieldring Keep. I will travel to Ironfast Keep in Detir and learn all I can. Meet me there. We didn't find him here, but we did, I think, find something he doesn't want us to know. Pray Mitharu, we did not learn it too late. In truth, it's as much library as chapel. A place of memory. My mother, she described it so vividly. So much majesty, though now in ruins. Imagine what it must have been when all of this was glorious and new. It seems he was a prince whose father squandered and lost his kingdom. He was raised, hunted, and a beggar. Then he found the Niskaru Lord Kamazandu in its mountain prison. It whispered to him, said it could help him win back his birthright. That's how it began. The Mystic Hammer is among the few ancient relics named in our records. I am sure. Go to Shieldring Keep, where ancient Delphric can help you find it. I will be at Ironfast, learning what I can. When you have the hammer, find me there.
There you are. Is it time to return? And that's a certain thing then, is it? I think we'll not see this scrap of shore again once we go. Off we go then. Yes?
As soon as I received news of your discoveries, I learned whatever I could of the Alpha Lord, Anru Beeson. He is indeed a powerful man, a member of the Orbakant, or he was, until he proposed using Niskaru in the war. He was laughed off the council and then vanished, taking some of Rathir's most powerful mages with him. So Beeson somehow learned of this forgotten story and the mural depicting it on Eamon's Isle. Devious. Very devious. Beeson was among the powerful of Rathir before the power of Niskaru turned his head. If anyone can complete Farlong's work, it is Beeson. Trapped within a mountain? Can we be certain this isn't merely an old legend? But can we afford to take the chance? What we are, what we once were, does nothing lie still in this world? We have our honor and our swords. Let us cling to that. Yes, I see. It should be in Aegon's tomb. A last pledge shield, none below Oathblade are permitted inside our sacred places. But this is easily solved. For your valor and honor, in the name of the First Sworn, I bestow upon you the rank of Oathblade. Take this as a token of the honor. Now, the tomb lies just south of Ulcerund. It opens only with this key. Proceed to Ironfast once you have the hammer. It is a curious fact. For her father, Aegon, Cerwyn built a grave fit for a king, while both she and Aemon, her father's father, vanished into the east and were lost to us. She died by treachery in Cluracon long ago. Cursed rings turned her comrades against her, and with her death, it is said, the age of the First Sworn came to an end. So many mysteries surround the founder of our order. Where he learned the secrets of forging and fighting, how he originally came to the Phalanx, where he went alone in his last days, traveling east beyond Cluracon's eastern mountains. Ordinarily, the rank is reserved for proven veterans of the field. There is also usually a ceremony, but that will have to wait, I'm afraid. The accounts say it was crafted for Aegon himself. None other has ever wielded it, and I'm not sure any other can. It may be for nothing, but I suppose it is the only hope we have. In a narrow pass just south of Ulcerund, into Tyr, the key I gave you unlocks its doors and many of our other monuments and historical places. Once you have the hammer, proceed to meet Gwyn Anway at Ironfast Keep in Menethir. And by the First Sworn, may you know victory.
Pain. Help me, please. I've been robbed. The rogue stabbed me, made off with my belongings. Blast! I can't believe I lost the amulet.
Damn, Freeman. We refugees are an easy target. There's little we can do to defend ourselves. I am a refugee heading west from the Tawili coast. A grieving son leaving his dead mother behind. To think there is scum that would steal a man's sole inheritance. They should be ashamed of themselves. With all they have, the least they can do is spare a little extra for the dying. We're not bad people, just unlucky. Haven't you heard? The Tuatha have moved raiding parties inland.
They've sacked homes all along the coast. Farms burned, whole families killed. Those of us that have survived are moving west, hoping the Summer Fae will provide a safe haven. The last hope for the hopeless. It was an item of much sentimental value. It had a name. The Ear of Barnabas. No, the Eye of Sunspar. It was something ridiculous. Not professional bandits, exactly, but sly enough to cut a living out of this dried and dusty wasteland. You never know where they're going to strike next. He came from the cliffs. A bandit, I think. Stabbed me in the back, then made off with my satchel in his hand, and a wicked smile on his face. My mother's prized amulet is gone. A kind woman's last gift to her devoted son. I am in no condition to give chase. Will you help me? I don't know. It looked like one of the bandits that prey on us poor refugees. That amulet could fetch a fair sum. So I am. What of it? My treacherous partner stuck me when my back was turned. First he nicked me, then he nicked my bag. Not like it matters. If you bring that amulet, I'll pay you for it. It's that simple. Mine or not, I intend to have that prize. Don't insult me. You know damn well who I am, and what I've done. I'm surprised Immundus's wrinkled old head had enough sense left to tell you. So, old Immundus knows what happened. Well, I don't have the amulet. Gelt does. He took it from me. In exchange, he left his dagger in my shoulder. He went north.
Just give me a straight answer. Is the General still in the Cradle of Summer?
She is,
Please,
for as
come
much
here.
good as it'll do her. I am on official business. Unless you've been sent by the Alpha army, we have no reason to speak. Let's just say I'm glad I'm not one of them. War is harsh on many people in many ways. Those of us who can avoid the suffering should. Ask anyone and you'll get the same answer. They're animals. They care nothing for the mortal races. We're just dust to them. Enough! Keep your voice down. You're right. I'm a scoundrel and a coward. But you would have done the same thing. Give me a chance to make it right. You have my word, as a father. My informing days are over. Good riddance.
Isn't it a glorious day, as if Helios himself warms us with a smile? To what do I owe this courtesy? I only have a few moments to spare. The godstorm awaits my return, and it doesn't like to wait. I have never laid my gaze upon it. Such a thing would not be proper. I am a dustling, a child of death. The Cradle of Summer must not be sullied by my taint. It is a good place to find the peace I need to complete my work, although the refugees have certainly slowed progress. I am not one for the cacophony of any kind. I don't know how the Fae in the Cradle of Summer can stand having us so near. Our mortal din is far too distracting even for me. I was born in the city of Rathir, an orphan of the Wending. One day, I stumbled upon the Scholia Arcana library, and I found new life in the ancient books. My advice to them would be to gain some perspective. Villages grow and burn. There is only one event that is worth our attention, and that is the Godstorm. Of course, I don't typically prefer the company of others. Take the leader of these refugees, for example. Master Elrod Edmund. Gruff, coarse, not a pleasantry in sight. You didn't. I've been scouring the Forsaken Plain for such documents, but an old man can only stand the hot sun for so long. If you can bring me the rest of that research, I will compensate you accordingly. I am only days from completing the definitive work on the Godstorm, but I need those papers. Never have I been blessed with such good fortune. They are lost to the ages, I'm afraid. Minds such as Awald and Callus are rare. I suspect that their works have been spread across the plains. Athene's wisdom
Need
be
a hand?
yours.
Hello, I'm Orca Tetran, village healer. You're new in Amer. I never forget a face. Are you with the refugees? I'm sure you've heard about how Amer is the birthplace of modern herbalism, a cradle of enchanted flora, a haven for the wildest reagents. Me, I don't care about that. I like the people. We get all sorts of interesting folk in here, like Oddwald the Scribe, like you. Nope, I'm never bored, not in Amer. I've never met one so obsessed. He goes on and on about his life's work, as if other mortals will find his study of the Fae as fascinating as he does. You can usually find him holed up in his house across the way, but sometimes he spends time here with us in the tavern. They are a sorry caravan. I, for one, believe their stories. Look what the Tuatha have done across the sea, and what they intend to do if they arrive here. Gods forbid. What would stop them from sending warriors to hunt us down by our very hearths? The Tuatha will not rest until they break us. That is why we must never let them. Safe travels.
please, make yourself comfortable. We don't see too many travelers in Amer these days. Not with that forest of tents growing out front. Relax and partake of what our small hamlet has to offer. This is the birthplace of alchemy in the Feylands. These plains have been soaked in the deepest magic. Every leaf, every stem, every root holds secrets. If you want to know more about our history and about the fascinating flora and fauna of the Forsaken Plain, speak to Molly upstairs. She's a sweetie. Refugees from the coast of Twili. They claim their village was burned by Tuatha, but I know better. The Tuatha here in the realm of the Summer Court? I think not. They began arriving several weeks ago, marching from Galafor with their belongings dragged behind them. We've given them all we can, but we only have so much. Be well. Hello again. How would... Are you enjoying your visit? Come again.
Leave a man in peace. Good riddance.
Thank you for coming all this way. I don't know if you heard that, but it sounds as if General Talera is still here in exile. For all but losing the fortress of Melsenshire, long ago, Talera led our forces, but then the Tuatha produced a foe she could not best. Her forces barely survived the retreat out of Cluracan. Many blamed her for the loss, to have built up hopes so high, only to have them topple. That was Talera's crime, and she has paid for it, day after day. You're as quick as ever. Talera is in the cradle of summer, banished from the battlefields of Melsenshire until she can atone for her past. According to the Fate Weaver here, she seeks an artifact from Ural Tusk, that might break the siege and aid our forces. But she cannot do so alone, for poor Telera is fated never to succeed. That is where you can help. In a hidden valley, northwest of the plains of Erethel, the ruins of Earl Tusk lie undisturbed, as they have for many centuries. What Telera wants there is beyond me, but I trust her, even if it goes against my better judgment. Last I heard, General Telera was somewhere in northern Erethel, searching for a way to turn the tide of the war. I think she took a squad to Earl Tusk. You should be just what the general's looking for.
Got any coin to spend? How's for a quick fate read? Got the cards all ready? Don't know much about it, really. I'm not from here, I'm just passing through. If you've got a knack for it, there's a living to be scratched out of fate weaving. Farmers like to know their yields in advance, at least. Nasty out there. But with Freeman plaguing the roads south, there's not much safer travel to be had. Cold comfort. Pleasant travels.
Hello there. It's about time. Someone new. I was beginning to think I'd turned to dust here at this counter alone, uninteresting and not having spoken to another soul in days. Han likes to keep me up here, because down there I fill his ears with talk. Like that's a bad thing. This village is a graveyard sometimes. Talk would do it some good. Molly Janik at your service. I teach alchemy. What can be taught, that is. Most of it is a gift. Either you have it, or you don't. It's big business around here. The magic of the Forsaken Plain has cooked up some mighty strange ingredients, that's for sure. You'll find some pretty weird stuff. My father was an alchemist. He trained me and my sister Lila to carry on his legacy. Lila hates people, spends most of her time in the cradle of summer, alone. Dull. I hate to say it, but the refugees are the most excitement we've seen here in weeks. You'd think there'd be more drama with a war on, but not in Emir. Here we are between the cradle of summer and Rathir, and I spend my days watching the clouds drift by. What do you want to know? If you're going to spend time with Lila, you might want to prepare yourself beforehand. She's, unique. Lila has spent far too long in the cradle of summer with the Fae and their magic. All of that exposure has, how do I put this, altered her perspective. She's strange, all right. There, I said it. Han is an idiot. He's the only one who's imposed this ban on refugees in the village. To what end? They don't want trouble. Only food, water, a warm bed. Idiot. I'm so bored.
What do you want? Do you always approach strangers out in the wild? It's a bad habit, to be sure. I don't care where we are. All I care about is finding someplace to call home. So if they can keep their blasted, battle-dead glory, I just want a decent night's sleep. I was a seamstress who made nets for the coastal fishermen. My hands may be calloused, but they're strong. Few of us had even spoken to each other before the Tuatha came, but tragedy has a way of throwing disparate souls together. Bye. It's you again. What could you possibly want now? What kind of question is that? You want to know about the Tuatha? Go back to Tawili. Gaze at the fires that never cease. There's your education. What was I supposed to do? The Tuatha will sow terror far beyond Tawili to the depths of Dalentarth if they can. I only did it for the money. But I will never do it again, you have my word. Spare me, please. Bye.
Welcome. I know our little camp doesn't look like much, but it's home. After all, what is home but a place where people love you? I am Lord Crass, heir to Dolve Arn, and soon to be mayor of New Culm. It is no place for these people. I've seen many sorrowful sights in my travels abroad, and nothing could have prepared me for the suffering I've witnessed here. If what they say is true, then the Forsaken Plain is truly cursed. Only the Fae could have spoiled a place so utterly. To them, death is just a new beginning. My cousin Cliath Arn abandoned Dolve Arn for a life of waste and frivolity in Rathir. When the war began, I was forced to hand everything over to the Alfar army, except Erlich here. I will return one day. It is my birthright. The war took everything these poor folk possessed. Their farms, their families, their future. Now they search for hope in a hopeless land. At Dolve Arn, I was born into wealth, into prestige, and I took it for granted. That is why I've devoted myself to raising these good people up. Out here? No. I have not seen any Tuatha on this long, treacherous road. However, there are plenty of other dangers to avoid. Trust me. Bandits prowl the high cliffs to the east, and there is talk of spies among the refugees. But I am not one to heed rumors and suspicions. Ah, I'm glad you asked. The village of Culm was a place of peace, of prosperity. Now it is little more than ashes and bones. But by burning our homes, the Tuatha have kindled in us a fire for survival. We will build a new Culm. All I need is the gold to support this bold undertaking, possibly by retrieving the treasures of Culm. Care to help? There are many valuables, but only a chosen few will fetch the kind of gold we need to begin construction. A painting, an urn, a box, and some jewelry. A nobler soul I've never met. Now, here is what I intend to do, because like all good leaders, I have a plan. My plan involves the treasures of Culm. The people of this good village were not mere farmers, but members of the highest strata. Their collection of valuables was truly second to none. To safeguard those possessions, and because many proved cumbersome on this long journey, they hid them. I want you to bring them to me. Sadly, we will need to sell them. The items are in Bitter Cove, east of here near the hills. It was deserted when we spent the night there, but I fear it's been occupied since then. Goodbye.
Lord Crass does not pay me to make conversation. I'm only here to protect him from the Freeman, so keep your distance. It's hot, not Detir hot, but dry enough to choke a barghest. If you must know, I hate the heat. My delicate skin can't handle the exposure. I'm joking with you, fool. I don't speak ill of my masters. Nice try. They're not a very organized group, but that's what makes them unpredictable. As far as bandits go, the Freemen aren't the worst, but they know how to get the job done. You'll find bands of them here and there across the Forsaken Plain, just waiting to filch what they can from the unprepared. That's why I'm here. I am not a man of means, so I must serve those who can provide for me. Not one of the nobles I've protected has fallen at the hands of his enemies. One of them was crippled by his wife, but that's a whole other story entirely.
Time to pay them.
I saw you coming. Hope you'd visit. Just about mad with worry. What with the Freemen roaming the hills and caverns. Tell me, child, have you noticed a young woman about? She's quite fair, with red hair, a tattoo like mine across her cheek. It's been 3 days. Their campfires burn all through the night and cast unsettling shadows. They're the worst kind of bandits. Those who don't kill for excess, but for necessity. I am no one. Everything that defined me, my livelihood, my family, my home, all of them were left ash by the Tuatha. Lyra is my life now. None of us wish to be without a roof over our heads, begging for our meals from any man or woman who passes us by. It's not what any of us planned. It was fate. My newfound love, and the only person I have. Everyone, my wife, my son, my grandchildren, all of them were killed in the attacks. Nothing remains but Lyra. She and several of her friends went in search of a better place to make our camp. This wretched sun takes its toll, doesn't it? But they never returned, and I worry. Would you do an old man this one kindness? Would you help me find her? Thank you. I am not rich, not anymore. But what I have left to give is yours. It means nothing without my love. Lyra went in search of refuge in Oriata's tomb. A better place than this desolate cliff. I would try the cemetery on the hill where they buried all the old war heroes. She resisted my advances at first. Tried to use our differences in age to deny their connection. But in the end, fate played its beautiful hand. We began as friends. I was the hunter and she was my apprentice. But her skills quickly surpassed my own. She is a gifted woman, a true wonder. A fitting memorial for a great man. He saved our people from complete destruction. If I had the strength, I would climb that hill and pay my respects. Be careful.
Stop staring at me. I'm not doing anything strange. You're the outsider here. I worked in my uncle's granary. I hated it, but I guess that doesn't matter now. I'll take the little gold I have left and start my own business. Someplace safe, I hope. I'm just here. What do you want me to say? My farm was burned just like everyone else's. They had farms in Culm, right? They aren't so scary. People round here are just bitter because the Tuatha destroyed their lives. I guess it's mostly a matter of perspective. Tuatha? Are you mad? The only thing I know about the Tuatha is how they killed my cousins and put my granary to the torch. What? You're mad. How dare you call me a spy? Goodbye.
Hello.
Hello there.
The road has been long for you, my friend. You wear the dust of a job well done. I thank you. The people of the Tuuli coast thank you. I have seen much savagery on the eastern shores. May it stay there, where blood fills the boots of the fallen. We all do our part. You have done yours. Stay vigilant.